When the Sky Fell, a narrative of World War II in the Philippines. On December 8, 1941, just hours after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, Japanese forces launched a surprise attack on the Philippines. At the time, the islands were still a Commonwealth under the United States, and its people believed they were far from the war's front lines. But by sunset, it was clear the Philippines was now a battlefield. The Japanese army swept through Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao with a terrifying speed. Manila fell in January 1942, and the American and Filipino forces under General Douglas MacArthur retreated to Bataan and Corregidor, mountain and island strongholds where they made their final stand. For months, Filipino soldiers and guerrilla fighters endured hunger, disease, and endless gunfire. They fought fiercely, outnumbered and outgunned, hoping for reinforcements that never came. In April 1942, Bataan fell. Thousands of soldiers, both American and Filipino, were forced to walk over 100 kilometers under the burning sun in what became known as the Bataan Death March. Thousands died along the way from starvation, beatings, and executions. In May, Corregidor surrendered, and with it, so did the hope of immediate liberation. But the spirit of the people refused to die. While the Japanese occupied the towns, cities, and provinces, a quiet resistance formed. Guerrilla groups, armed only with old rifles, stolen weapons, and unbreakable will, struck back from the jungles. They sabotaged enemy lines, rescued prisoners, and gathered intelligence for the Allies. Even ordinary farmers, teachers, and students became silent warriors. Life under occupation was brutal, food was scarce, fear was constant. Families hid their radios, whispered in code, and prayed every night that the soldiers would pass them by. Schools closed, churches were burned, entire communities vanished. Then, in October 1944, the sound of thunder came again, not from the sky, but from the sea. MacArthur had returned. With the Battle of Leyte Gulf, one of the largest naval battles in history, Allied forces stormed the islands. City by city, province by province, they pushed the Japanese back. But liberation came at a cost. In Manila, once known as the Pearl of the Orient, a month-long battle destroyed most of the city. Over 100,000 civilians died, many in the infamous Manila Massacre. By July 1945, the war was nearly over. The Japanese forces, broken and surrounded, surrendered. And on September 2, 1945, World War II officially ended. The Philippines had suffered over 1 million deaths, the destruction of its cities, and unimaginable trauma. But it had also proven something the world would never forget: the courage and resilience of its people. Farmers became fighters, mothers became messengers, youth became legends, and though the war ended, its stories live on, in stone ruins, old photographs, and in the voices of grandparents who still remember the day the sky fell and the people rose.